law. I'm telling you, this exemption of 25 million naira have to be consciously used. Number one, before I go into that, if you believe your turnover, you're a small company, I will advise you must write letter to tax authority because Nigeria has not the application or administration of tax in Nigeria is so cumbersome to the extent that before you know it, I told you LRP for not filing of VAT returns is 1.950 for 1 year. So if you know you're a small company, I will advise first write letter to tax authority. By virtue of financial 2019, you are a small company, your turnover is less than 25 million, you are not expected to reach turnover of 25 million a year. This is, in view of that, I'm being excusing myself from filing of VAT returns. Please keep that letter, stamp it, keep that letter, it will be used for you. So that is one aspect I want to use. The second aspect is that Mr. Winner, a foundation, I'm telling you, a foundation, my foundation I just mentioned now is in Kano. Their turnover is over 10 billion naira. I'm telling you. So for the just always for don't let us just open it as foundation. That is meaning that every business must always evaluate and try to know where am I as on tax compliance, what are my tax obligations, what are my tax requirements, what am I supposed to do. This company, though foundation, is having a lot of business with not business now, foundation, polio immunization in Kano that is helping the Nigerian government. They are receiving inflow more than over 10 billion, I tell you. They must file returns. What are they going to file? They will file new returns. Just file new return to be on the safe side. Before somebody will come and ask you, oh, you are not filing returns and your penalty is 1.9 billion, you'll be running away. So go and file new returns on a monthly basis. Be filing your new returns, be filing your new return, be filing your new returns. So again, as a foundation, you are not expected to pay VAT on your business, on your foundation inflow. However, you are expected to register for VAT. Every company must register for VAT because in the course of dealing with your non-vatable transaction, you can encounter vatable transaction. I give an instance. Foundation now that disposes asset. Disposal of asset, motor vehicle is vatable. For example, even to your friend, not personal use now, any disposal of personal property. I dispose my car, it's not vatable. Any personal property is not vatable. So if as a company and they want to dispose their PPE, for example, their motor vehicle to their staff, it's vatable. That is disposal. So at that point, that is not the time they will be running to go and say, I want to go and register for VAT. So that it means that as they are registering, they have to register for VAT even though they are exempted from payment of VAT. So you have to always evaluate every point. Where am I on tax compliance? What am I supposed to do? This Finance Act has given exception. If you are not careful, that exemption the government has given you with right hand, they will be collecting it with left hand from penalty. So penalty for not filing, I have said it again, is 1.950 for 1 year. So you always evaluate yourself, file new returns if possible to be on the safer side. If you're a small company, write letter to FRS, indicate this is your business and you are not expected to file this, keep your letter. So by the time they come to you, you can show your letter to them. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Mr. Kenny. And let's note that there's what we call voluntary compliance. Now, if you're a
Yeah.
small company and you want to still charge VAT, you can opt for voluntary. Write a letter. You're a small company. You don't want to play on the. You want to play on the safe side. On a monthly basis, you charge VAT, so that it's not be that after about 2 or 3 months you hit the 25 million turnover, and you now notice that, oh, maybe you're not tracking your accounting right, that you've not registered for VAT, your tax exposure, and you feel that it does not cost you anything to do online filing of your returns on a monthly basis. Then you could opt for voluntary compliance. So from day one, you could comply, but ensure that when you charge VAT as a government agent, you remit it to the government. And again, when it comes to VAT is a transactionary tax. It's not based on whether you're a foundation or not. So there are some transactions that are tax exempt. Okay, so if you are a foundation and you are transacting on tax exempt item or zero rated item, then of course you can file new return And again, if you notice that, yes, you are doing things that are vatable, like what Mr. Kennedy have said, you did disposal of assets and you did other items, then of course you charge that and you file your VAT because that transaction is a vatable transaction. Okay, but of course, for the income tax, if you're a foundation, you are not generating income, you're not making profit, we can now say that you cannot pay company's income tax, but you can only file CIT returns. But for transactionary tax, you need to assess whether that transaction is a zero-rated item or a tax-exempt item. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kenny, for your time. Okay, I think the last question I'll take it. Yeah, it's a dispute issue that we will look at after this session. Okay, so thank you very much for your time and your patience, and we'll of course hope that I would like someone to give vote of thanks to Mr. Kenny. Please, someone in the house to give vote of thanks to our guest. A volunteer. I'll call name. Mr. Kayode, thank you.
All right, Mr. Kenny Adeyemi, thank you very much for your presentation and your skill sharing in this platform. We do appreciate your what you've shared with us. It's actually an eye opener. Quite a lot has been said in the course of this training, and I do want to believe that this has really, for me, even in course of your presentation, that was a question I penciled down, but why you did the presentation, my question was really answered. It was quite insightful, and thank you so much for coming. I hope some other time we'll see you again. Thank you very much, Mr. Obina. A job well done to you too as well on the VAT presentation. Thank you so much for facilitating this training today. I'm blessed, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, Mr. Kayode. I appreciate your vote of thanks. So on this note, I want to thank you for your time. And of course, you get the slides in our group. And of course, the video will be on our e-learning site for those that join late that want to check out the many part of the video. Okay, thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you so much for having me here. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.